Imagine a young world where the land is still forming, rivers run clear, and trees begin to rise majestically. This is the setting of the early generations of humanity, a time of discoveries and challenges, dreams and fears. Among the first children of Adam and Eve were Cain and Abel. Cain was a farmer, someone who loved cultivating the land, sowing, and reaping the fruits of his labor. Abel, on the other hand, was a shepherd, tending to the flocks and providing them with protection and sustenance. Both had a special mission: to offer sacrifices to God, a sign of gratitude and worship. However, while Abel offered the best of his flock, the fattest and most precious, Cain brought only a portion of the produce from the land, not the best, but enough to fulfill a duty. God was pleased with Abel's offering but not with Cain's. This difference sparked a shadow of envy and frustration in Cain's heart, a shadow that would eventually take over his soul. The sadness and jealousy turned into something much darker. In a moment of uncontrolled anger, Cain led Abel into the field and, in an act of desperation and rage, killed his brother. This was the first murder in human history, a crime that would leave deep scars on all involved. After this terrible crime that marked history, Cain was condemned by God to wander the earth as a fugitive. Cain's life changed drastically. Without a fixed place to call home, he became a man marked by guilt and fear, forced to face the consequences of his actions. The land of Nod was Cain's final destination, a mysterious and sparsely described place in the Bible. The name Nod means wandering or fugitive, giving an idea of how Cain felt, out of place and directionless. It was an untamed and wild land, a region where Cain would have to start from scratch and find a way to survive. In this new territory, Cain faced a colossal challenge. Life was harsh, and he needed a new way to live and thrive. This is where the story begins to take a surprising turn. Cain was not alone in this newly formed world. He still needed companionship and support to build a new life. It was in this context that the enigmatic figure of his wife emerged. Although the Bible doesn't provide many details about the land of Nod, traditions and interpretations over the centuries have suggested that it was an expanding region where humanity was starting to spread. The presence of Cain and his wife in this place is a crucial piece in the puzzle of ancient history. After Cain's condemnation and arrival in the land of Nod, an intriguing question arises. Who was Cain's wife? The Bible makes a brief and direct mention of his wife but gives no further details about her. This gap in the biblical narrative has left room for speculations and questions that have intrigued scholars and readers over the centuries. To understand who Cain's wife was, we need to consider the context of the time. Adam and Eve had many sons and daughters, and it is widely accepted that Cain's wife was one of his sisters, or possibly a distant relative. In those early days of humanity, marriages between siblings were common and necessary for the continuation of the species. Genesis chapter 4 verse 17 mentions that Cain knew his wife, indicating that he found a companion to share his life with. This wife would have played a crucial role in Cain's life, helping him establish a new life and build a family in his new land. Jewish tradition, for example, suggests that Cain's wife was one of Adam and Eve's daughters, though she is not named directly. This view is supported by some ancient texts and interpretations that attempt to fill in the gaps of the biblical narrative. Other traditions and legends also offer different perspectives on the identity of this mysterious woman. The lack of explicit details in the Bible about Cain's wife has led to many speculations and theories over the years. Some traditions suggest that she played an important role in Cain's life, helping to shape the fate of humanity and establish a new lineage. The origin of Cain's wife is one of the greatest mysteries of early human history. Based on what we know, the Bible does not provide details about her identity or how she became Cain's wife, but we can explore various theories and traditions that help shed light on this enigma. First, it is important to understand the context of the time. Adam and Eve had many sons and daughters, as mentioned in Genesis chapter 5 verse 4, where it says that Adam had sons and daughters. Cain's wife, therefore, could have been one of Adam and Eve's daughters, a point widely accepted by various Jewish and Christian traditions. In this scenario, she would have been a crucial figure in the continuation of the human race after Cain's sin. Some traditions and apocryphal texts offer other perspectives. For example, There are ancient stories and legends suggesting that Cain's wife might have been a woman from a tribe or group that inhabited the land of Nod. These stories are less accepted in mainstream biblical tradition but offer an alternative view of how Cain might have found a wife. Additionally, some scholars suggest a symbolic interpretation, proposing that Cain's wife represents the continuity of humanity and the need for a new generation to face the challenges of a transforming world. In this sense, her identity may be less important than the role she played in founding a new lineage. With the arrival in the land of Nod and the establishment of a new life, Cain and his wife began a new lineage. Although the exact details of Cain and his family's life are not extensively documented in the Bible, we know that Cain had children and built a family that expanded over time. The first mention of Cain's children appears in Genesis chapter 4 verse 17. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. Enoch was Cain's first son and the namesake of a city that Cain also named in his honor. This city, though not detailed in terms of exact location, symbolizes the beginning of a new era for Cain and his descendants. As Cain's family grew, new generations emerged, continuing to expand and establish the family's presence in the land of Nod. It is important to note that while the Bible does not detail all of Cain's children, there are suggestions in ancient texts and traditions mentioning other descendants and the formation of different branches of the family. The expansion of Cain's family was not just about creating a new lineage. It also involved the development of new practices, the construction of structures, and the creation of a rudimentary society. Cain and his wife laid the foundation for communal life, with Enoch and his descendants playing significant roles in shaping this new society. This process of expansion and development is a testament to the human capacity to adapt and create something new, even under challenging circumstances. Cain's family became an important part of human history, representing the continuity and progress of humanity after the dramatic events of the creation's early days. The story of Cain and his wife, with all its complexities and depths, offers a rich source of lessons that can help us reflect on our own lives and decisions. Through their experiences, we learn about the strength of the human spirit, the importance of community, and the ability to find redemption and create new beginnings. After settling in the land of Nod, Cain and his wife faced the monumental challenge of building a new society from scratch. This process of creation was not only physical but also social and cultural, marking the beginning of a new era for humanity. Cain's first major achievement was the founding of a city, which he named Enoch in honor of his first son. Building a city in a new territory required more than just physical construction. It was necessary to create an organizational system and a social structure that would allow the community to thrive. Cain, as a leader and pioneer, played a crucial role in establishing the foundations of this new society. Life in the land of Nod presented many challenges but also opportunities. Cain and his family had to develop agricultural techniques, build shelters, and establish ways to govern and manage the community. The construction of Enoch was not just an architectural feat, but also a symbol of new hope and the continuation of humanity after the crime Cain had committed. In addition to the physical structure of the city, Cain and his wife had to create a social framework. This included organizing roles within the community, such as agriculture, animal husbandry, and other essential activities for survival. Over time, Cain's family began to expand, and the city of Enoch became a center of activity and growth. Cain and his wife's contribution to building this new society was crucial. They not only established a home, but also helped develop the first social and cultural institutions. This process helped shape life in the land of Nod and left a legacy that would continue to influence future generations. The story of Cain and his wife is more than an ancient tale. It offers several lessons and reflections that still resonate in the modern world. Cain's experiences and decisions, from his crime to the building of a new society, provide valuable insights into universal themes such as repentance, redemption, and resilience. 1. Repentance and redemption. Cain's story reminds us that, despite grave mistakes, there is always room for repentance and redemption. The fact that Cain received a new chance to rebuild his life after Abel's murder illustrates the idea that, even in our darkest moments, we can seek change and find a new direction. 2. Resilience and adaptability. The ability of Cain and his wife to settle in the land of Nod and build a new life, despite challenges, is a testament to human resilience. The story teaches us that, in the face of difficulties, adaptability and perseverance are essential to overcoming obstacles and creating new opportunities. 3. The importance of community. The construction of the city of Enoch and the development of society by Cain and his family highlight the importance of community and collaboration. Life in society requires teamwork, organization, and mutual support to thrive. Cain's story shows that by forming a community, we can face and solve problems together. 4. The perpetuation of humanity. The formation of a new lineage and the continuation of humanity through Cain's family underline the importance of each individual in the collective story. Every life has a lasting impact, and our actions and decisions shape not only our future, but also that of many others. 5. Redefining legacy. Cain's story challenges the notion that a person's legacy is defined solely by their mistakes. Instead, Cain and his wife managed to redefine their legacy through construction and development. This reminds us that we can always seek to transform our past and make a positive impact, regardless of the difficulties we face. 6. The value of creation and new beginnings. The act of creating something new from chaos is a central message in Cain's story. Even after a significant error, the ability to start over and build something meaningful is an essential aspect of the human experience. The story of Cain and his wife, with all its complexities and depths, offers a rich source of teachings that can help us reflect on our own lives and decisions. Through their experiences, we learn about the strength of the human spirit, the importance of community, and the capacity to find redemption and create new beginnings.